Have you ever peed on a pregnancy test and thought, oh, HE double hockey sticks, I think I might be pregnant, but not with a human child, but with a dog child? A puppy, if you will. A puppy who's only an embryo now, but that puppy's gonna grow into a puppy fetus, and it's gonna grow claws, and it's gonna start clawing on your uterine walls, it's gonna start barking out your cervix, it's gonna be a whole thing. And you live in Alabama, so you gotta grow that puppy to term, and it could be a whole litter of puppies, and a child tax benefit, as the name implies, only applies to children. And not to get all Matt Walsh on you, but a child is defined as a non-adult human being. Cry harder, snowflakes. Well, if you have had those exact thoughts, well, you're not alone. You are probably Indian. And that sounds racist, but it's not. Or is it? Introducing puppy pregnancy syndrome, the hottest new trend sweeping across Southern Asia. And by Southern Asia, I mean only certain states of India. But who knows, this could spread out of control and become the new cocker spandemic. But I don't know about you, but I'm not ready to shelter in place and mask up again. I don't want to get all divisive, but I'm not going to take the poochie oochie. Especially not because some crazy bitches think they got some crazy bitches growing inside of them. So let's get to the freaking bottom of this and nip the problem in the bud so we don't have another freaking woo-hound situation on our paws.
Welcome to the world of puppy pregnancy syndrome.
So-called puppy pregnancy syndrome has a long history in the locality.
Singh is a high school student who holds a wild belief about dog bites.
Getting bitten by a dog leads to the birth of puppies.
And the puppies begin to grow within that person's body.
Remember, no matter how cute they are, humans can't bear puppies.
Puppy pregnancy syndrome, PPS, is a psychosomatic illness in humans brought on by mass hysteria. Whoa, you're telling me this isn't a charming tale of interspecies parenthood?
Now don't be fooled. This isn't a charming tale of interspecies parenthood.
Well, I guess I had the completely wrong idea about this. I guess we should keep reading. People suffering from PPS believe that shortly after being bitten by a dog, puppies are conceived within their abdomen. First of all, to my 13% of viewers that produce or of the sex likely to produce large gametes, is the uterus a part of the abdomen? No, right? So these people are confused on multiple fronts, okay? They think the baby grows in the mommy's tummy. I stopped believing that when I was like 19 years old, and these people still think that? Come on. Or I'm just crazy and the abdomen is like a catch-all term for like everything going on in that general area, which now that I say it, that's probably the more likely situation. But ladies, do let me know, where's your uterus at? And I don't mean the general you, I mean literally, where is your specific uterus located, Ashley? Tell me, because your period is late and I think I heard whimpering sounds coming out of your nether regions. You might want to get that checked out. But to get to the larger issue at hand, this isn't some Tumblr fan fiction, okay? So get those thoughts out of your Coomer-brained mind. These women were bitten by dogs and think they're pregnant, which makes less sense than if the other thing happened to them. But I'm still relieved at the refreshing lack of bestiality associated with this story, which is a weird sentence to say. Although then we get to this line, which gives me pause, pun intended. This is said to be especially likely if the dog is sexually excited at the time of the attack. Sus. So that part might just be a teensy bit of Indian Tumblr fanfic, but we don't need these poor Indians to be perfect victims, okay? Witch doctors offer oral cures, I don't like the wording of this wiki page, which they claim will dissolve the puppies. I guess Roe v. Wade wasn't overturned in India, so they're out there trying to plan B all these little puppers, dissolving them apparently, which sounds insane, but to their defense, it probably does work if you think about it. Like probably 100% of women treated by witch doctors end up not giving birth to puppies, so how do you argue with a success rate like that? But you know what the real cure of puppy pregnancy syndrome is? Liking this video and subscribing to my YouTube channel. I too can promise you that the vast majority of you that subscribe to my YouTube channel will also probably not give birth to puppies, no guarantees. So if your nether regions are feeling more playful than usual, in a puppy way, not in a weird way, then smash that like button. 1 like equals 1 dissolved puppy. Doctors in India have tried to educate the public that this condition is impossible and a superstition, and that treating this condition instead of rabies can be dangerous. I mean, that's the thing. This is probably just rabies, right? People get bitten by dogs that they think are sexually excited, but they probably are just, rabid. And then those people start having paranoid delusions and other symptoms of mental unwellness. It's probably just rabies. But petting dog babies is more fun to think about than getting dog rabies. So let's table the rabies discussion for the time being. I'm trying to have fun with this one, okay? I don't want to think about a bunch of people in poor parts of India passing away from untreated rabies. I want to think about those silly Billy Indians thinking they're getting pregnant with dogs. So that's the angle we're going with this one, okay? Witch doctors offer oral cures, which they claim will dissolve the puppies, allowing them to pass through the digestive system and be excreted without the knowledge of the patient. Well, isn't that convenient? Convenient for the witch doctors if you assume that humans can't actually conceive puppies, and also convenient for the patients if you assume they can, because the other way the puppies are coming out isn't pleasant. Listen to this part. It is believed that the victims will eventually die, especially men who will give birth to their puppies through their penis. Yeah, you heard that right. For the men watching this video, you aren't safe either. India is very progressive, okay? And men can get pregnant too. They just have to give birth through their units. Sorry, gents, I know you don't like the sound of that, but I don't make the rules.
Psychiatrist Kumar Kanti Ghosh helped document the phenomenon for an article in the medical journal Lancet in 2003. His interest started when a 9-year-old boy came to his clinic about 10 days after being bitten by a domesticated dog.
There is no history of rabies, but he believes that he has developed pregnancy with a puppy inside his abdomen. And sometimes, and also his parents have said that sometimes that boy is barking like a dog. Sometimes he is crawling on his 4 feet.
Imagine pushing a dog out your hog, a poodle out your noodle, a wiener through your peener, a mini schnauzer through your mini wowzer. So if pushing a dachshund out of your cocksend doesn't sound fun, then you can empathize with this man in this news article who thinks he's got puppies growing in his, I don't know, male uterus. Okay, I don't know what this guy thinks. Your guess is as good as mine. Shyamali Singh is a high school student in West Bengal's Midnapur district who holds a wild belief about dog bites. He says getting bit by a dog leads to the birth of puppies. The victim gets puppies inside his body and becomes like a mad dog. And I mean, look at those aroused dogs following those poor people around, waiting for a chance to strike. I bet those canine perverts are eyeing up those cute little monkeys too, just waiting to make some Lovecraftian canine simian hybrid species. But this is not an isolated incident, and if you think it is, here's another isolated incident.
Farmer Gopal Singh is one of Singh's patients who was bitten by a dog about 7 years ago.
I went running to Uncle Budeshwar. He explained that puppies would be born inside my stomach, and I would turn mad. I would turn like a mad dog and finally die. If I bite a man, he can also turn mad and die.
But actually, these really aren't isolated incidents. In fact, out of the proud Assami, Bihari, Chhattisgarhi, Jharkhandi, Odisha, and West Bengali people, and yes, I definitely pronounced all of those places correctly, so don't at me, there have been over 10,000 individuals afflicted with puppies growing inside them, or the illusion thereof. I've decided I'm going to remain skeptical on whether puppies are physically growing or not. I'm about 50-50 at this point. But then we get hit with the real shocker, so prepare yourselves. It is far more prevalent in areas with little access to education.
Medical doctor Sanjay Samui is frustrated by the tendency of villagers to cling to such beliefs.
They are uneducated village people. They still hold on to such superstitions. I tell everyone that it's impossible. In no situation a puppy can be born inside the human body.
I am gobsmacked at the blatant discrimination of this Wikipedia page. You're telling me that there's a correlation between low education and thinking that you can get pregnant with puppies if a horny dog bites you. The audacity of whoever wrote this, and also the audacity of the associated Wikipedia talk page for puppy pregnancy syndrome, where editors argue behind the scenes. Low importance in India, low importance in psychology, low importance in medicine, anthropology, and dogs. I think people getting pregnant from dog bites is at least moderately important in all of these categories, okay? We find few editorial notes on the talk page, but we do find this enlightening exchange. On an unrelated note, witch doctors can dissolve puppies, or men can die giving birth to puppies through would have made excellent hooks. This can't be for real. Why would anyone want to dissolve cute innocent puppies? Asks Samar, to which an anonymous editor replies, my guess would be so that they don't die by giving birth to puppies through penis, but I'm not a doctor. Also not a doctor, full disclosure, but that'd be my guess too, anonymous Wikipedia editor. I can't believe Wikipedia editors don't get paid for their work. The See Also section links out to superstition in India as well as clinical lycanthropy, which is its own separate can of worms. Clinical lycanthropy is a rare psychiatric syndrome that involves a delusion that the affected person can transform into, has transformed into, or is a non-human animal. Okay, now that's just ridiculous. I'm fine with an aroused canine biting a woman or man, and that woman or man getting pregnant, but transforming into a non-human animal, well, that's just absurd. So let's stay in reality and go back to puppy pregnancy syndrome, which, if you think this is just a rogue Wikipedia page I found, think again. Well, it's also a rogue Wikipedia page I found, but it's also the subject of a peer-reviewed journal article that was published in the International Journal of Social Psychiatry. This is where we get a little scientific, so buckle up, because one of the researchers talked personally to one of the witch doctors. We met a traditional healer who successfully treated, in quotes, over 100 such cases in and around this community. In India. This is all happening in India. We deduced the following ethnomedical concept of puppy pregnancy from his elaborate account. When a dog gets sexually aroused, it becomes excited and angry, and sperms come out of their saliva. If during this period a dog bites someone, he or she develops puppy pregnancy. Not every victim of dog bites meets this fate because some fortune factor of supernatural influence, like a touch of ghostly or bad wind, bad time due to adverse planetary positions of the individual, etc., is instrumental in developing this malady. The puppies cannot grow full term in human gestation, but cause a lot of physical distress, including serious genitourinary problems. In the case of intra-abdominal poisoning by the puppy fetuses, the person may die if not properly attended by herbal medicines and special chants. This intervention helps to neutralize the poison and dissolve the fetus and makes its expulsion easy and safe through urine. So let me put this into layman's terms. When a dog is in heat, it releases cum out of its mouth like some kind of perverse hentai dragon that can then be injected like venom into the wounds of its soon-to-be pregnant victims. This really does sound like a bad Tumblr fanfic. Which, if the wind is bad or if Mercury's in retrograde or something else spooky is happening, I don't know, will somehow result in the puppy fetus growing inside of that person. The witch doctor seems to be kind of vague and non-specific on whether the dog's sperm needs to find a human egg in order to become an interspecies zygote, but because this can affect men too, I'm guessing it doesn't and it just somehow clones itself. I don't know, okay? I'm getting the feeling that these witch doctors don't know a ton of biology after all. But that doesn't matter because they know the cure, which is herbal medicines and special chants, which makes you pee the puppy out safely and easily. Literally easy peasy.
India's government spends about 1.5% of its gross domestic product on health, among the lowest rates in the world. That makes faith healers, or witch doctors, the only medical authorities in some places. The healers lack formal education, perpetuate bizarre medical myths, and even sow distrust against accredited doctors. Budeshwar Singh says his mixture of yogurt and herbs has cured many people of puppy pregnancy.
When one is bitten by a mad dog, puppies get born in his stomach. The puppies move restlessly inside, and so the man too keeps running around restlessly. If the man is brought to me on time, I can give him my medicine and he will be all right.
Now, on one hand, I refuse to have a Western-centric allopathic medicine bias, so I fully trust what the witch doctor is saying. But on the other hand, if we go back to the Wikipedia article, we do find some concerning things. Most sufferers are referred to psychiatric services, but in some instances, patients fail to take anti-rabies medications before symptom onset, thinking that they are pregnant with a puppy and that folk medicine will cure them. This misbelief is further compounded by witch doctors who state that their medicine will fail if sufferers seek standard treatment.
Doctors say it will probably take years to eradicate medical myths like puppy pregnancy syndrome among illiterate populations. Because so many villagers distrust medical doctors, they say the media and local governments should help promote an accurate understanding of the body and what ails it.
Wait a minute, I'm starting to think that there might be a profit motive influencing these witch doctors. I'm even beginning to think that maybe they're not real medical doctors at all. I think this whole puppy pregnancy syndrome might just be a symptom of a lack of education and health services in certain parts of rural India, and witch doctors either knowingly or unknowingly capitalizing on people's fears of very real rabies. I'm beginning to think maybe puppy pregnancy syndrome isn't real after all. Oh wait, I'm getting a call from my editor. Hey Jessica, what's up? Why are you calling me from the other room? Last week you got bit by an overly excited dog and now you keep having weird stomach sensations and you swear you're hearing whimpering sounds wherever you go? That's ridiculous. You know this is a mass panic, right? Just talk to me in this room. Hey Jessica, what's up? Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh god, Jessica! Jessica, get the acid! Dissolve them, quick! Sorry, I just had to game end a half dozen overly aggressive labradoodles. I don't want to turn the camera around to show you because I don't want to get demonetized, but trust me, you also don't want to see it. It's a puppy bloodbath in here, but they shouldn't start smelling for a little while now, so we're just going to go ahead and finish this video. Shout out to our channel members, Michael and Kyle Braun. You too can become channel members for only $1.99, and for $0, you can like and subscribe, so do that. Thanks for watching, and remember, inside every man is 2 wolves, but inside every woman is a litter of puppies waiting to exit her birth canal, and that's a hell of a lot worse.